What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you're having a great week so far. Today is Wednesday. It's currently about 8 p.m. in the evening. I'm off to Las Vegas tonight, Arkansas tomorrow and Friday, and then Nashville Friday night through Saturday. As you guys can tell from the title of the video, a recap on 2022 from our profits and losses as a flipping business in Phoenix, Arizona. We actually flipped one in California as well, but the majority of our flips were in Phoenix this year. And as I've talked about in the last couple months here, we had the craziest market shift pretty much in the middle of this year. So Q1 and Q2 were absolutely insane. We actually made almost all of our profit the first 6 months of the year. If you actually take away all the losses that we had towards the end of this year, I think actually all of our profits might have been the first 6 months of the year. So it's incredible to think about it from that aspect. But if you look at it from June till now, it looks horrible. And we're still trying to adapt to it. I've only been flipping full time for about a year and a half now. So I still have a lot to learn, a lot of lessons learned, especially towards the end of this year with the losses that we took. We are at a total, or we should be at a total by the end of this year of 4 losses and 17 profits, and then one that we will likely, almost guaranteed, not sell it this year. We'll end up probably selling it in 2023. The first part of the year, we had a total profit of just about $700,000. And then we took a total loss on 4 properties, averaged out to be about a $10,000 loss on the 4 properties, or $40,000 of losses in total at the end of the year. This one right here, this highlighted one, is in escrow right now, so it's not fully closed. We're about halfway through escrow, so it's looking like it will close on the 21st of December. We're still going. They submitted the inspection report, and we're just kind of going back and forth right now on what we are going to correct for them before we close on the property. So this is why it's bold right now, because it's not a fully set in stone, but we will be taking a loss on this property for sure. Here is the purchase price of every property if you guys want to go through it. I can actually break down the average purchase price that we've been purchasing these properties at was $322,000, and then the average sale price was $413,000. So that's kind of the spread right there from 322 purchase, and then we averaged out selling these at $413,000. The average renovations on our properties were about $46,000 was the average renovations. And what you guys will see right here, there's some that don't have renovations. We either assign those, meaning we got them on the contract, we flipped or we sold the contract to the end buyer, or either the investor that's going to rent the property or the flipper that is going to flip the property. So we didn't actually put any of our own money into it, which means we didn't put any renovations into it. So 2 of these right here, we just simply knew someone that wanted to buy the house. We found the seller, we found the buyer, we put them together, we made some money on it. That's the best way to go if you can do it, because you have absolutely no risk involved. Timeline on these, like I said, you guys can look through that right there. A lot of these ones that are down lower, because this isn't kind of like a format from when we purchased it, you guys will see the days on market down here are generally a lot higher, because that's when the market started shifting. The one that we're under contract on has sat on the market for over 4 months, which is mind-blowing to think about that. We had one for 218 days, which was the one that we had the eviction tenant in it. One for 166 days. The lead source is always interesting for us as well. Let me move myself. You guys can see it right here. This kind of goes to show where we get a lot of our leads. Craigslist was a really special one. Wholesale from a couple different wholesalers. I think we grabbed properties from 3 different wholesalers this year. So we have a small wholesale list. Oftentimes there's no margin, the wholesalers. And a lot of the times we're seeing right now, wholesalers, there's a lot of sellers that are very frustrated with cash buyers, because a lot of these these sellers think they're actually talking to the end buyer of the property, but they're really talking to wholesalers, and wholesalers have been backing out of deals in escrow like crazy recently. So it's honestly giving the whole cash buyers, even us who is truly a cash buyer that won't back out of a deal if we get it ourselves, it gives us a bad name. So a lot of sellers aren't really like wanting to work with cash buyers anymore. They're having second guesses on it because so many wholesalers are essentially like kind of ruining the name of cash buyers in a sense, because they lock it up. They're like, well, for sure, we're the end buyer, we're for sure going to close on this. And then they blast it out to 100, 200 of their end buyers, like flippers like us, on their email blast, and no one wants to buy it at that price. So then they have to go back to the seller and either renegotiate or back out of the deal. And it just sucks. Like, as a seller, I would probably personally never work with a wholesaler. I would always go and work directly with the end buyer, but some people just have to, or some people don't know better. So you guys can see right here some of those MLS dual agency. We worked a couple of those this year. A lot of our really big ones were direct to seller through social media. The number you guys want to see, $650,742, is right around what we should walk away with. Like I said, this $12,000 loss may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but we should be right around $650,000 profit, which is over $50,000. Let me do this. 651,000, we'll round up. It's right around $54,000 a month. I remember like our best month, I think we almost ripped $200,000 in profit. Just mind blowing to really think back on that. But the market's not always going to be like that. The thing with flipping, it almost sometimes feels like a side hustle in a sense, because our workflow is so dependent on market conditions that like we sometimes just don't even have control of it. Like, we can't control how many buyers are in the market right now. We can't control interest rates, which makes it really tough psychologically as a flipper, because you're so dependent on what the market conditions are. So yeah, like the last 6 months of 2021 were insane. And then we go into probably 12 and 18 months of what we're going to see right now, which is just going to be mentally tough as well. But overall, you have to look at the bigger picture. We still came out on top this year, $650,000. We're going to learn to adapt as well. Me and my business partner already had a couple meetings talking about how we're going to approach 2023. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Drop a like, drop a comment. Help me with some video suggestions if you guys want to see anything down below specifically, if you guys want to walk through on anything or whatever real estate related. I am a licensed real estate agent here in the Arizona area. I'd love to work with you guys. You guys can follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I'll see you guys soon.